This is Eitan Weinstein.
And I'm Naor Menninger, and you're listening to Two Nice Jewish Boys.
In collaboration with Australian Jewish News, check them out at ajn.timesofisrael.com. Also in collaboration with Arutz Sheva, IsraelNationalNews.com. A few months ago, on episode 237, we had Daniel Wolfson on the podcast. Danielle told us her incredible story about how she almost became handicapped, but eventually recovered and became a mountain climber. Danielle was going to pursue her biggest dream and become the first Israeli woman. First Israeli woman. First Israeli woman ever to climb Mount Everest. Well, a few weeks ago, it happened. Danielle did it and made history. She climbed to the top of Mount Everest. Today, we're super proud and super thrilled to have Danielle again on the show to talk about her incredible, her extremely dangerous journey to the top of Mount Everest. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for inviting me. I'm good. It's like you are already become my family, like to come again here.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable, but yes,
and
it happened.
So I have to say, I mean, I'm really surprised that you didn't get there.
That you didn't die.
Well, also that you didn't die,
Yes.
but that you didn't get there. And I'm actually surprised that you didn't come immediately back, because like I would have gotten there, saw the mountain and been like, nah, I'm not going to do this.
But before you answer, we have a sponsor.
Yes. Before we jump straight in, we're gonna tell you guys a little bit about the amazing organization called Masa Israel Journey. If you're listening, you probably have some interest in Israel. Masa Israel Journey is the marketplace for long-term opportunities in Israel. You can explore your career path. You can live out your passions, and you can do it all in Israel while making a positive impact on the world. During the pandemic, Masa Israel Journey also created options to study and work remotely while in Israel. So you don't need to pause your life. You don't need to know Hebrew to join, but you do get funding. So go to masaisrael.org/2niceJewishBoys. That's masaisrael.org/TWO nice Jewish boys. And you can learn more. You can apply, and you can start your path to an amazing career opportunity in Israel. So how did you not just give up?
But I have a question before you are asking me questions. Did you believe that I will succeed when I was here?
I had no doubt.
Yeah, I also believed.
Because when I came back, I understood that many people, even inside themselves and my friends, told between friends that I will climb and will summit it only 20%, like between 20 and 30%.
Really?
But I will start from the end. For all the days, 54 days, the expedition, it was even not 1 minute that I wanted to give up. Even not 1 minute, and we'll speak about it. I have a lot of bad moments and a lot of crises during the expedition, but I didn't have even the option that I can give up. And do you remember in the last time, in our last podcast, I told that I have Russian discipline, and I understood that it helped me very much because, in Russia and the discipline, you can never give up. And if you give up, you are not okay, you are not good, like you are zero. And all during the expedition, when a lot of people gave up, and it's only succeed 5 people from our expedition, we are 12 people and only 5 people succeeded to summit the Mount Everest. So I didn't even think that I have option to give up.
Wow. I think it was after you told us the story about how I think it was in Argentina or in Central America.
Yes.
That there was
Aconcagua, Mountain Aconcagua.
Yeah, and
yes.
they were like, no, you're going to die. And you're like, no, I'm going. And the guy had to stop you,
Yes,
from continuing,
yes,
even
the
though
rope.
you had
So he took me down.
you
with
had
the
like
rope.
100% chance of death. And you were like, I think I can make it. So I think at that point I was like, yeah, she's probably gonna make it.
But there's a thing, we talked about it after we finished recording last time, and we got to feel our audience in about it because I feel it's important. And that's the date. The date you explained to us that in a year, right?
Yes.
You tell it. Like the importance of the certain date where
You speak about the accidents that I have?
no,
What date?
about the date when you can go to actually reach the top.
Okay. You want to that I will speak the summit day?
Yeah, the limitation of the time that you can't always climb. You can't
Yeah,
just pick.
why final the end of May and not the end of April or not or the end
Of course.
of yeah.
Oh, it was, but it before that, yes. All this season, it was very, very hard season because of the COVID, of course, and also because of the weather. There was no window for good weather. Statistically, at Everest in Nepal, statistically, and it's already many, many years, the window is opening between 19 till 25
Of May.
Yes.
6 days.
6 days. It maybe can 4 days.
Nobody goes in another time.
Nobody going another time, and it's only one window in whole year. And what happened, it was a good one window. It was 11 May, good window. But this day, all expedition wasn't acclimatized and ready for that, because we came only on 10 April and didn't have enough time. So we couldn't choose this day. And that's all. It finished, and it became a Indian cyclone and started bad weather. So all days it was storm, snowing, and winds. And when we decided the last leg, and we'll speak about acclimatization before, I will explain how it happened, everything. But last day, when we decided on 14 May to go out from base camp, we decided it was only 5 people that stayed. All other people already go home or go to Kathmandu, to hospital, or go home already. We decided to go, and we decided to try to summit Mount Everest. And when we become to Camp 2 it 6,500 meters. I think it will be in 21,000 feet. So 21,000 feet. And it became storm that we didn't know. And we stuck there 6 days. So, but you understand, on this altitude, to stuck 6,500 meters, to stuck 6 days, it's not good. It's very, very bad. It's not good at all, because you become weaker and your muscle is deteriorating.
Why? Because there's not enough oxygen?
No oxygen, of course. And you cannot stay even there. You can stay there 1 day, maximum 2 days. And we stuck 6 days and we didn't know what to do. The option, it was or going down and finito la commedia, and we are going down, or we are going up, but the weather is bad and the wind is 80 kilometers an hour. So what to do? And
Go down. Go down. Any sane person would say go down.
Of course not. It was not even.
But not a Russian person.
Not a Russian attitude.
Crazy.
And I was with the Russia expedition. It was even not 1 minute of thinking going down. Yes, it was a big pressure, and we decided very, very.
Basically, you're like, we were considering whether to go down and live, stay and die, or continue and die.
Absolutely.
What should we do?
Absolutely.
I'm like, go down.
Absolutely
and you're
not.
like, no,
not
stay,
going down.
Stay and risk death.
And every day, we are doing nothing. Like, you understand. What is it, camp? I will explain. Just a minute. Camp 2, when we will start with Camp 2, and now after I will go down to speak what happened before. But Camp 2, it's tents, small tents. And there's one bigger tent that we are eating in these bigger tents, also preparing cooking.
Eating, catching COVID.
Yes, catching COVID, everything all together.
Freezing to death.
And that's all. It's all camp. Like, and there is some place for toilet, like a snow barricade.
Like there's no concert hall, no cinema.
There's nothing. And it's like...
Not like summer camp.
There's, and also it's on like 40... 50 degree, like it's not on the flat balcony. It's like absolutely. And if you want to go from one tent to another tent, you need to go like safety with rope, because there is ropes between tents. So this is the situation. So we are sitting there. There's nothing to do. Like
no, like hotel or
no hotel, no shower. No, I'm not speaking about shower. So 14 May we go out. 14 May, it's like from 13 to 14 May, 4 a.m. morning. We started, and you know when I came back to base camp. I came back in base camp 28 May. So it was 14 days, the last leg. I'm speaking about last leg. From base camp to summit and going down. And now we can speak.
Usually how long is that trip?
Maximum 5 days. And it happened 14 days on the head. And I will explain you what happened to me. If
You're
want
coming
know.
to okay, so let's go back. You're
Yes.
coming. You packed. She shared on her Instagram like the packing video.
Wow,
with
it was a lot
all-
of stuff.
Yeah, loads
A
of
lot of
stuff.
I
It's-
wanted to take everything. I didn't know how to get rid of all the things. But, there's a limited way.
Yeah.
I took a lot of things, but half of this I left in Kathmandu.
Right.
You understand? No,
Yeah.
but they told me I came with 3 big bags, chimidans, and they told me in Kathmandu, you're like trululu, crazy. So
Forget about
only
it.
only one, and think good, well, what you're thinking with you to the mountain, only one.
It's like
Wow.
Sophie's choice.
So you packed a whole bag. You flew there, and what date did you land? You landed on the 11th, or you landed on the 10th?
10 April I came
10th
to
of
Kathmandu.
April, because you guys were expecting that the window would open on the 11th, 12th, like
No,
sometime
we were
between
expecting 20. We wanted that it will be on end of the May.
end of
End
May.
of the May, yes.
But you landed on the 10th,
10 April.
and they
10
said
yes.
and they said 10th of April.
10 in April, yes. It's
Ah.
2 months expedition. Yes.
You landed on the 10th of April, but the
Yes.
window's supposed to open at the end of May.
Of course, you need 1 month and a half, like 45 days for acclimatization. like
not
when-
just in Kathmandu, but to climb a bit.
No,
and then
you're
to
climbing. I will explain how it's working. So we need average statistically 45 days for acclimatization. Only after you can start climbing to
from
the
the
summit.
first base camp.
From the first base camp. So base camp is 5,350 meters. It's like 17,000 feet. So it
Where
takes
do you
time.
do you do the acclimatization at the bottom or at the first base camp?
No, on the base camp. Not
So
first
you
camp,
climb
base
up
camp.
5,000 something there, and
First of
then
all,
there
it
you're
takes
there
time.
40
First
days.
of all, we are coming to Kathmandu. We have 1 day vacation, 1 day free day. Free day. We did, of course, all the tests. In order to get permit climbing on the Everest this year, we should get the negative test for COVID. Of course, all expedition, everybody did tests. We are all negative, and we go by helicopter.
You don't want to infect all the people
Yes.
that are on
So
Mount
we started
Everest.
clean. Yes, everybody started clean and negative. I was vaccinated. Vaccinated. So it
Yeah.
was very good thing. I will explain. I was so very happy that it was vaccinated. So 1 day free. We go to Kathmandu, bought some things, bought some batteries or some bottles, everything that was missing. And the next day, on 12, we go by helicopter to Lukla. We fly to Lukla. It's the last place that you can fly, like a small airport, very, very dangerous. There is a only land place that you can 100 meters. So it's the most dangerous airport in the world, Lukla. So we took a
It's
helicopter.
a good start for the trip.
Yes, it's very good. No, but I was already 4th time in Nepal, so I knew this. I knew everything. Nothing was surprised. And we go to Lukla by helicopter. Lukla is 2,880 meters, so it starts from some altitude. And we started trekking to base camp. In order to get to base camp, we need 10 days to reach the base camp. Base camp is 5,350 meters, 70,000 feet. So to reach the base camp, and the base camp is becoming our home for the next 1 month and half, like 40 days, 45 days. It's becoming our home. So this is the start. So trek to base camp, it's okay. It's not. I did already 3 times. It wasn't so hard.
You can do that almost any time of the year, or
No,
only in the
it's
spring.
only twice in a year. So you can do it April, May, and the September, October. Because
okay.
other days it's bad weather, monsoons, raining, snowing, windy. So it's only 2 times in the year there's a season that you can do it. So we
But
started
you have
walking.
much more of a window than for actually climbing the summit.
Yes.
So you got to base camp at what date?
We got the base camp on 21
The
April.
21st of April.
Yes.
And you were planning on being there until mid to late May.
Yes, we wanted to be last week of the May to
Last
start.
week-
Yes,
last
last
week of
of
May.
the week of the May.
But then little did you know, 11th of May arrives.
We
and-
didn't know. It suddenly, when we started acclimatization, nobody knew that it's going to be. You don't. There's no forecast. Exact forecast you can get only 3 days before. Exact. Like you can see what can happen in 10 days, but nothing is precise and nothing for sure. The weather is changing in the mountain like every minute. So it started bad weather when we're going climbing to trekking to base camp. it already was bad weather. It was snowing and it was raining. It started raining after snowing and windy. But it doesn't matter when you are going and trekking, so you have all equipment, it's okay. And you are also sleeping in guest house.
Is there special equipment for raining?
Yes, there's a Gore-Tex coat and Gore-Tex trousers. Yes, exactly.
And your shoes,
And
shoes are good for rain.
Yes. It's not summited shoes, it's other equipment, but it's good equipment for raining and you are wet. You are not getting wet. You are very
But you're
dry.
not slipping on rocks and
It's
whatever?
a little bit dangerous, yes, a little bit, but all the trekking to base camp is without ropes. It's only going high altitude. You are getting altitude, like every day you're getting between 500, 800 meters altitude in order to acclimatization. You
Wow.
start already acclimatization, but you are sleeping in guest house. Guest house, not in the
It's
tent.
still VIP.
It's still VIP, exactly. And you're also eating good.
You have
like-
Wi-Fi?
Sometimes Wi-Fi, yes, sometimes Wi-Fi,
In
it's
base
good.
camp?
On the way also to base camp, there's some Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi at base 3 or whatever.
Of course not. There is no Wi-Fi. But in base camp, we had in base camp Wi-Fi. There is a special plate that prepared for us that the leader of the expedition bought for the expedition. It was Wi-Fi in base camp. So
Is it
I said,
password protected?
yes, it was protected.
You have to have a password to get into the
Yes,
base.
7
Really?
It's
7
Everest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
7 summit. It was a passport. Yes, and everybody got some card with passport. It was limitation for 10 giga. 10 giga, it's a
Really?
lot.
Mm.
But it's not like watching everyday movies.
Not for a
It's
month though. For
yes,
10G isn't that much
10G,
for a
it's
month.
like it was like for months and a half. But I was succeeded to work, to send emails, WhatsApp, and working. I brought my laptop and I'm working.
So what was the first time like you dealt with a big problem?
Wow, it was good mood. It started very good mood. I was in a very positive mood because already I knew all the districts to base camp, and from base camp we came to base camp. It was very big celebration for us. They prepared some cake for us, and also prepared the all Sherpa. We spoke about Sherpa. Sherpa is a porter, Nepali porter that taking all the
Carries.
things like building
Yeah.
tents and the foods. It's important because we started expedition with 37 Sherpa. Sherpa, it's a people. It's like
Nepalese.
Nepalese people, like a shevet, like it's shevet.
Tribe.
Tribe, yes,
yeah.
tribe, Nepali tribe that living on the mountain.
Right.
So they have like DNA gene for high altitude. From the childhood, they're like the position, they're taking and carrying all stuff for people that climbing. So we started with 37 Sherpas, and I will continue after, we'll explain. And they welcome us, and also the tents, that everybody get tent. He's going, and it's very good VIP tent, like very very high tent that you can stand. With my height I could stand, like when the person very high cannot, but with my I can stand.
It's better than
And
most Tel Aviv
it's
apartments.
important, and it's more, I will tell you, it's important because you are sleeping like with a mattress, but on the ice. So this year they brought some beds. It's not like bed, but like a small bed, like a little bit higher than like
The
little
ground.
than
Oh,
So
ground.
there's
So
insulation.
yes, insulation, and we didn't sleep on the ice because base camp is on the ice.
Oh no.
So it's much better. And of course I put immediately
everything you say
Until
sa-
now,
is like for me is like I give up.
I give
Like
up.
the ice, the
Oh.
5,000
Yeah.
meters.
No, until this, he would have done it, but now that's
that was the
But I'm telling you, these things, small things, it's so important.
yeah.
So you cannot
Even when you
believe.
said 10 gigabytes, I was
10
like, nah,
gigabytes.
that's not
Like
enough.
it's important everything. Like what is 10 gigabyte? I was like saving my every giga,
nothing.
like not using
I used
giga,
10
not sending
gigs
photos.
in like one bathroom
Yes.
break.
Yes, but in the mountain, everything is important. And I already immediately, as soon as I came to the base camp, I put the Israeli flag on my tent that everybody will know that there is in this tent there's an Israeli person living. So everybody knew. And I will explain what is base camp. Base camp, it's like on the ice. It's like near the Icefall, Kumbo Icefall, and all around us there's the mountains and also ice falls. And there's a 5 kilometers of base camp and a lot of expedition. Like this year it was 26 expedition, and every expedition like a small town. Like we had personal tent that we slept. We have tent for eating. We have tent for communication tent. We have tent for resting. Like there was a tent. We could rest and we could read the books and we can work. And it was tent even for shower. But actually, I will tell you what is a shower. It's not a shower. It's like a bucket shower. But I will tell you, in 54 days, I showered only once, because you cannot shower if there is a bad weather and there is no sun. So you cannot shower. You can get ill.
I was gonna ask you if you can fall in love in the mountain, but
Fall in love. I will tell you, there are nobody falling in love. Like I will tell you, everybody who coming to climb Everest, every person is going to be egoist. Like
Yeah.
Everybody taking care of himself or herself, and there are not people not very nice, because you need to keep your energy. And if
But
you
do
want,
you-
and it's really, and there are people not nice.
But
like
even in the Holocaust, people had sex and
Yeah.
fell in love.
people ask me in base camp, but you understand, if you are making love, you become wet and you are sweating, so you can become ill. And you can be also connected to another person, so it means when other person feels bad, you need to help. But how you can help if you need to be concentrate on your climbing? So
Yeah, here everybody is
you
like
understand
comes
the
with
situation?
a goal.
Yes. So everybody was very concentrated.
Just a bunch of crazy people who are like, I'm
Yes.
gonna climb this mountain.
Yes, and
Fuck everybody.
and I was with a good mood, and I met these people in a previous expedition. I already
That's amazing.
and like it was strange situation. Like we were friends, very good friends in previous expedition, and
But now every man
partying
for
and doing
himself.
things together, not sex, but doing things together.
Drugs.
And now everybody become by himself. Like you understand, and it's 2 months to live together. Like
Yeah.
a strange situation.
Why did you take only one shower though in the base camp?
You cannot, because it was only one day that it was sunny and no windy. Because if it's not sunny and windy, you can become ill. And if you become ill, it's like goodbye expedition going down. So you cannot recover on this altitude. Like
You can't be sick
You cannot
for
be sick.
half a day even. On
You
this.
can even come for 1 minute. But I will tell you what happened to me.
Unless you're
like-
Daniel Wolfson.
Unless yes, and I was ill. I was get ill on Camp 2 and 6,500 when we decided the last leg. I told you on 14 May we decided to go.
They came to her. They were like, "We have
And
to go
we
down," and
go-
she's like, "No, no."
I will explain the Mountain Everest. Like one more thing that I want to explain. Mountain Everest. It's like 80% emotionally and psychology than physically. It's of course physically you come in the good shape, you're fit. And why is that? Because you need to do like from base camp, camp 1, you're going from base camp to camp 1, sleeping on camp 1, going down. Base camp 1, camp 2, sleeping on camp 2, going down. Base camp 1, sleeping camp 1, sleeping camp 2, sleeping camp 3, and going down. Like every time you're going forward, but every time you need to go back. It for acclimatization, and we did it like 8 times.
So
Like,
really,
believe
you
me-
climbed Everest like 10 times.
Yes, almost. Like you are coming till 7,500. It like until you need oxygen, and
It's
going down.
always the same route.
Yes, it's the same route, and going down, and it happened 8 times. Like people after second acclimatization decided like why we need to do again. But understand, we are going up, but all the time we need to go back to the base camp. Like we are going up, and all the time. And so emotionally and psychology, you need to be very strong here in the head. And people who wasn't so strong, they gave up.
How many people did you start the expedition?
We started 12 people in
No-
our expedition,
Right.
and
And-
we summited only 5 people. So people become
Less than
ill,
half.
people become weak, people decided. I saw people that even was weak but wasn't ill. They decided to give up. Like they decided to give up, and I didn't understand in my mind how it can be. They're giving up, and like you are doing 8 times, but
And those are people with experience.
yes, absolutely, did a lot of mountains, but 8 times to do every time the same things, and every time you are going out from base camp for 5 days, and you are going for acclimatization and coming back to base camp. So I will tell you, from base camp to camp 1, there is a Icefall. Maybe you heard about it. It's like a Kumbo Icefall, the famous Icefall, the most dangerous Icefall in the world. This icefall, like from base camp to camp 1, it's like
I'm
2,000 feet, 2,000 feet vertical 2,000 feet. And this icefall is very live. Like all the time he's living.
It's like a wall?
Yes.
It's a waterfall, but of ice.
Yes, and it's not only wall, it's like with a lot of crevasses, crevasses. So there's a lot of ladders and ropes.
Wait.
Yes.
It's a wall of 2,000 meters?
Yes, but it's not like only 90 degrees. Like it can be 50 meters of wall and going down crevasse. 50 meters of wall, like a rolling hill of walls. So that's why if you saw, and you can see, there's a ladders between crevasses if you want to go from one place to other place to go, like to jump, but you cannot jump. Whereas
that's the movie you posted,
Yes.
right? So it's basically a crack in the ice. If you fall inside the crack, you're falling like
it's like a deep, like
to the core of the earth, basically, and
20,
you're doomed.
30
And you have
meters.
this ladder
Yes.
from one side of the crack to the other side, and you
Yes.
need to trespass it, basically.
Like everything can happen, and you need to do it like 8 times. I did it like 8 times. So you cannot do anything if you're not passing this Kumbo Island. Like from base camp to camp 1, you need to do it. Otherwise, you cannot forward to another camps. Like there's nothing to do. And people after 1 time, 2nd time, like decided. They gave up.
Because
like they
what?
didn't
because
tell.
It's terrifying. Because
Yes, it's
scary?
very fear. Yes. So people asking me a lot. Did you have any fear? Of course I fear. Of course I have a lot of fear.
Did anybody ever fall?
There's one Sherpa died on this icefall during our expedition. But
What?
Yes.
On your expedition, someone
in-
died?
Yes, in our expedition. I will tell you more. Yes, in our expedition died.
What?
Just one guy?
Yes.
I'm surprised it's only one guy.
One Sherpa. He died when he go on camp 1. He go in the night to the toilet. And like Sherpa, he's Nepal Sherpa, he like very professional, and he didn't put his carabiner on the safety rope, but he thought why he's going, and it was a lot of snow fall in this night, so he didn't see there's crevasse, so he put his leg, but it was snowing, but it was crevasse, so he fell down in the night.
Oh no!
Only in the morning found him in this crevasse inside. It was 12 meters deep.
But you cannot take him out. From
Of course
there.
not, he died. Like
He stayed there.
They took down.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody go down and took because it was on the altitude 6,100 meters.
Mm.
But I will tell you, after 8,000, camp 4, there's a body. They stay on the mountain, and we can speak about it if you want.
The
to
green
speak
boot.
about- yes, the green boot. Of course, I saw him. Like I saw him. Not only I saw him. Like I going up on him. Like, and
Yeah,
if
you
you
need
tell,
to-
I will
You
tell
step
you.
over him.
Step over him. Like on the camp 4, 8,000. Like it's called death zone. Death zone. It's you cannot be without oxygen mask. And if you're taking away oxygen mask, it's like only 2 minutes that you can breathe.
It's like on Mars or something.
Yes,
Wow, now I
Like in
understand
a
why you like to
cosmos.
drink.
I like to drink. I like to drink.
Life's
like
short.
I'm like life short and I'm living the life, but I like to drink. No,
Wow.
but I can
That's
tell.
crazy.
But we
That's
did.
insane.
No, we didn't finish. We didn't finish.
Poor Sherpa.
You know, I can
Poor guy.
come back to Israel, and like I see the sun and the sea and the good weather, and you appreciate the small things like a hot water, the good toilet, like good things like a smile of the person. You are appreciated because it's not granted that it happens.
Yeah.
You know,
I gotta.
we
know,
don't
I went
appreciate
to,
anything.
I went
in
to
the life,
Zichron
like,
Yaakov over the weekend, and I was pissed that the restaurant didn't have like a space for us because we didn't make a reservation.
You understand it?
That's very.
You
That's,
understand it?
that's
Like-
the problems I
I'm
deal
with you. I'm with you
You
there.
Right?
see?
It's upsetting.
You see it, and after you come after Everest or every mountain, like a small things I'm going on the,
That's
smelling
crazy.
this smell of the sea or or hot weather. I enjoying this.
So back to my original
Yes,
question from
yes.
2 hours ago. What was your first big challenge
Big challenge it was when I
or
with
big
this,
problem?
Yes, it was a big problem. So as I told you all the time, I was very
You're going up and down, up
very,
and down, up
very,
and down.
very positive, and even Russian people, even didn't understand me. That all the time I'm smiling and interested in other people, asking questions, telling, very positive. And when we decided on 14 May to go the last leg to try summit at Everest, on the Camp 2, 6,500 meters, the Camp 2, I become ill, very, very ill. I have throat infection and I started to cough very strong, and I didn't eat anything. I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I had hallucination, like was very bad dreams.
What did you?
I one night, and I told you that in 6,000 in Camp 2, 6,500, we stuck 6 days, and I didn't eat anything. And one night, I fall asleep, but I think that it was a dream, but it wasn't realistic. I saw that there are people coming with a black mask to steal our oxygen. So every 2 hours, I put on my in real life, I put in my watch every 2 hours time that I will wake up and going outside and was counting the oxygen. But nobody came. But it was in the dream, but I thought that it's real. Like, it's like hallucinations that you are, things happens, like things happens in the altitude. And every 2 hours, I was go out from the tent, and somebody understood that there's a very dark, there's no light, and I have a hand light on my head, putting on my head, and so somebody after maybe at 3:00 a.m. morning go out and ask me, what are you doing? And I told that somebody came to steal us oxygen, and I'm counting that nobody will steal. But it was in the dream, and I thought it's unrealistic. But it was very.
So did this person not tell you, like, you're hallucinating?
He told me.
Sleep,
What happened to you? I told me, what you don't see, you don't understand that somebody will come and take our oxygen, and it was oxygen that was prepared for the higher camps, like for Camp 4 and for the summit. And
did
I told
he
him,
manage to calm you
and
down?
it was 57 bottles of oxygen, and I was counting every 2 hours, and they understood. So I told you, I didn't eat anything, I didn't sleep. I couldn't even drink water because I have throat pains in my throat. Like, I didn't know what to do. And other people from the expedition, I told you it was 5 people, they wanted to tell me in a very, very gentle way that we need to go down. But of course, you understand that I was even not thinking about going down. It was even not 1 minute of thought that I can go down. And after 6 days, when the leader of the expedition decided that we are trying to go to the Camp 3. Camp 3 is 7,300. It's like, I think 21,000 feet. He decided to go there. And you understand that I already did this road 8 times before. Like 8 times for the acclimatization. And he told me the next day we need to do it. I didn't understand how I can do it. Like, how I can go there and to do it. And I remember it was like a wall of 800 meters, wall of 90 degrees that you need to do. Like, there's no big, there's no many kilometers to go from Camp 2 to Camp 3, but there's only a wall, very, very difficult wall that you need to go with the rope.
800-meter wall at 90 degrees?
Yes.
And you
and we need
climb.
to go do it.
How do you?
I didn't know how to do it, but he told that.
She did it 8 times before.
Yes, I did before
How
the
do you
acclimatization.
climb? It's a Game of Thrones shit, man.
Yes.
Yeah. What? I
And
don't know.
and
I don't
then
understand. With like ice picks?
ice axe, and also
there's a
Jumar.
safety
There's a
rope.
Jumar and safety rope. Yes, there's Jumars that can help.
But still, you
And
need to actually climb this
I
shit.
didn't know, but my body was so weak, very weak. Like, I didn't eat so many days. I didn't sleep, very weak. Everything that took me, boots, to put my boots, it like taking 1 hour. To going to toilet, it's like 2 meters from the tent. It takes like 1 hour and a half. Or to go to the tent when people sitting and eating, but I didn't eat, but to sit, to be with some people, to see other people, because all the day you are spending in the tent. Like in the tent, in the down suit, like down, it's very cold. I didn't tell you that it's very cold. Like, it's like minus 30, minus 20 degrees, and the windy, very windy. It can... These days that we were sitting there, it was like 70, 80 kilometers in the hour. Very, very windy. Like, you are feeling that your tent is going to be in the air. So going to toilet, it like took like 1 hour and a half. And going to the tent for eating, it can took like 2 hours. But I have my time. I don't hurry to any place. And it was very bad moment. So I have some...
How did you do it then?
I have some video that I recorded myself, and I told how I can continue. Like, I didn't understand how I can continue. And I even understood, I didn't think about going down, but I take to the leader of the expedition. I told him, this is my password to my phone. So if something, I understood that something can happen to me.
That's
Like
my
if I-
Netflix password.
my Netflix my password to the phone, and I told that he will, after if will happen something to me, he will go inside and find the number of my son, and will call him and tell him how I was happy and I did something that I wanted to do, because I understood that something can happen, but I will not going to give up. I didn't want to go down. Like in this situation, my situation, I must go down. And
In retrospect, do you think going down was maybe the right thing to do, and maybe it wasn't like if you look at it professionally, from a professional point of view, not personal.
professional for sure, I must
It
go
was
down.
unprofessional of you to go on.
Yes, absolutely. It was I was in very dangerous situation, and it can be influenced after. And I will explain you what happened after I summited and then going down, because, there's a price for everything. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing without price. And, but I didn't want to give up. Like, I even didn't tell to my expedition all things that I felt. But it was very, very bad. I was in very, very bad condition.
And what happened with COVID?
COVID, as I told, a lot of expedition closed because of COVID. It was 26 expedition, 10 expedition closed. In the middle of the, acclimatization, they simply closed. And I told you that we started with 37 Sherpas. So when we decided to go summit, it was only 14 Sherpas. And when we decided to summit, it was only 7. So everybody got sick with COVID and go down. So there is no Sherpa.
So I want to talk about what the price was when you were
Yes.
coming down, but first tell us about summiting. How was it to climb to the summit, to reach the summit, and what is it like on the top of Mount Everest?
So Camp 4, 8,000 meters, it's like 27,000 feet. We arrived there at 8 o'clock, after 8 o'clock evening. And when we arrived there to the camp, after 10 hours from Camp 3 to Camp 4, they told us, the leader of the expedition told us that at 11 o'clock we are ready to go to the summit. So it's opened one window, not so good window with 55 kilometers wind, but it's the best what can we do and we can try. So we decided at 11 p.m. to go. So think about it. We came at 8 o'clock after climbing 10 hours, and we need to go after 2 hours, 3 hours to go up. I was sitting in my tent already dressed, because there's no. I already dressed already. I was dressed for 14 days. I didn't change my clothes. Everything's the same things. And I understood that every step that I will do, it will bring me to the summit. So I was ready not at 11 o'clock. I was ready at 10:37. And I was go out from the tent. It was minus 40.
You still felt ill?
I was very ill, very bad, very weak, very ill. And it was minus 40. We are already in this camp with the oxygen. Like it's
Can you
death zone,
take
I told
pills?
you. No, pills not working on this altitude. There's nothing. Like it's the body so weak, so it cannot accept. Like nothing can help. The only thing is going down. And 10:37, I was ready, and I asked, "Do I need to wait for all other people, 5 people that we are all together, go out?" And he told me, "No, you can start." And I already with oxygen. With oxygen, from 8,000, we started with oxygen. It's a death zone. It's a death zone. We need to put oxygen mask with oxygen balloon. So I go with a Sherpa, that holding my 2 balloons of oxygen, and we started to go. In this day, people
Was he
told
with
me,
oxygen?
yes, he was also with oxygen. He can do it without oxygen, but he was with oxygen. And the people told me after that like I was. My eyes was like a glasses eyes. Like I didn't see anybody. I didn't want to hear anybody. Like was going to the soldier, and every step I understood that will bring me to the summit. Like I told to myself to take out everything, pains, weaknesses. I cannot even understand how I did it, but I did, and I understood that every step that I'm doing, it's bringing me to the summit. And after 10 hours, at 9 o'clock, 23 of May, yes, I was on the summit. After you see bodies on the way. I told you there's a lot of bodies, and the last body, dead body, 50 meters before the summit. What is the body? It's a dress body, like a body that's like resting there with the down suits, with the boots, gloves, hats, with a day pack on his, and with the oxygen. He's lying there like resting, and you are stepping up on this body, and I reach to the summit. It's like paradox. I'm on the roof of the world, the highest point of the world, and I'm thinking only how I will not stay on this mountain, because there's more than 100 bodies stayed on this mountain.
100 bodies.
Yes. And I only was thinking how I'm not staying there. What should I do? How I can do that I will not stay there?
Because you gotta record the episode with two nice Jewish boys, of course. So you're saying it yourself.
You had the follow-up episode you had to get to.
And then, so I was 20 minutes there. 20 minutes there.
You take a selfie?
Taking selfie. No, yes, it was my Sherpa that took photo, but there are not so technology, so I need to explain him on the summit how to take photo, because he took only upper body, lower body, didn't take the.
That's how the last guy died. His Sherpa didn't know how to use the phone. It took him too long. It's like, get it working.
You understand, if you have no photo, you wasn't on the summit.
Yeah.
And after you need to explain that you was on the summit. And also the Nepalese government asking for photo without oxygen mask, because they want to see the face.
Yeah.
And you need to take the mask out.
And when you take it off, it hurts.
And and then Sherpa trying to picture, but it was not a good picture. So, I want to understand, after 2 minutes, like you are feeling that there is like a building on my shoulders, like a 2 tons of my shoulders, and you cannot stand, like there's no oxygen going to the head, and like it's a very, very not nice feeling. Not very.
So you don't have time to really cherish the moment.
Not at all. Not at all. And my only thought was how I'm going down. How I'm going down.
Did you look around?
Yes.
And
yes.
what is it? What do you see? Clouds?
Of course, you are above the clouds. You understand? So, and you also above all other mountains. There are mountains very high, like more than 8,000 meters. But you are the Everest, the highest mountain. So you are standing above. Everything looks like very small. And I understand that I'm on the roof of the world. There's another place, but I'm thinking, please, God, please, this mountain, I'm asking that will release me and will allow to go down.
Wow.
And I'm starting going down,
because as you've told us, many people reach the summit but don't make it down.
Absolutely.
And what's more important to you in general, like living or in retrospect, living or reaching
your goal?
Of course, it's like to reach summit, of course living, but to reach summit and come back to tell the story, it's more important. But in this sport, like climbing mountains, there is a lot of ego, and a lot of mountaineers not thinking like rationally and going and climbing like I did. I was very ill, and I knew that something can happen, but reaching summit and to be there probably was important for me than coming back safely. Yes.
Wow.
And I understood it. It's not because I understood it. And yes.
Before we wrap it up, you said there was a price you paid on the way down for the fact that you kept going. What was that price?
It took to me to go down like 5 days, and
as opposed to?
Yes, I was very sick.
How long does it take usually?
It should be 1 day to Camp 2. So that what we agreed, that after summit we need to come back to Camp 2 immediately, for 1 day, and after Camp 2 to base camp. And for me it took 5 days. I couldn't go. I was so tired and was so ill and in bed. So I felt so bad that I stayed tonight in Camp 3. I told you 7,300. So it's forbidden to do it. And I stayed there one night after I summited and after go to Camp 4. And from Camp 4 going down to Camp 3, I couldn't continue. And on my way, I started to speak with the rope, rope, that safety rope that I started to speak. It was again hallucination.
You were talking to the rope.
Yes, the rope told me things, and I was answering, and we were speaking like for 3 hours. And you understand, the situation was very, very bad. And I couldn't go to Camp 2. Like I reached Camp 3 at 9 o'clock, and I told that I'm not continuing. And I was by myself, alone. And I told I have a radio, not radio connection, Russia, a מכשיר קשר.
Yeah, radio.
Radio. And I told to leader of the expedition that he was already in Camp 2. I told that I'm not continuing. And he told me, but you understand, you are not going to wake up in the morning. And I told him, I take responsibility for that. Yes, I take responsibility. After 40 hours that I didn't sleep, I didn't eat, of course, I didn't drink, and I was going to summit it and going back. Yes.
So basically,
it was
all of these decisions and these things that you went through, many of them could have easily and probably have in the past led to death.
Absolutely. These are the reasons that
But
people
you did
die.
wake up.
I wake up in the morning, and at 4 o'clock, I wake up and started my way to the Camp 2. When I came to Camp 2, I didn't understand why nobody speak with the rope. I telling him, because I still have hallucination, and I told them, you didn't speak, the rope didn't speak with you. And I'm telling his to the people that he knows everybody. The rope knows everybody, and he told me about everybody. It was.
Did the rope have a face?
No face. I didn't know who is it, but he told me he knows me very well, and they were very good conversation, and they understood that I'm very bad situation and what to do in this situation, to going down like as soon as possible, going down to the base camp. And I told you before that in order to go down, I need to go to Camp 1, and after from Camp 1 to go to pass Kumbu Island again. Kumbu Island is very, 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 very dangerous. It's okay going down, but it's also very dangerous to going down. Not only going up, it's only going down. It's very dangerous, and a lot of crevasses. And I was in very bad situation, yes.
Wow.
And the weather is very bad. So in Camp 1, when I go down to Camp 1, it was again storm. So I
Is anything good?
No,
You
nothing was
said
good. And
it was bad, this was
and
bad, the
I
crevices
didn't
are
know.
bad.
But
the
I'm here,
illness.
and
Wow.
I feel good.
That's
and
amazing.
I'm very happy. And I'm very happy that I succeeded to do it and to come here and to be healthy. And, the mountain is released at me. So in Russian, there are people telling that the mount will allow you to climb to the summit, but also it means that mountain will release you. So Mount Everest mountain released me, and I'm very happy.
Thank you, Mount Everest.
So what's the next challenge?
Antarctica in December, to go to Vinson Mountain. I told you before, you remember in the last podcast, that I want to finish my 7 summits. On every continent there is a highest mountain. So in December there is a season to go to Antarctica, to go Vinson. And because
It's
I'm
less dangerous?
there, it's less dangerous, but more technical, and it's cold. And because I'm there,
I wouldn't think it's cold in Antarctica.
Yeah.
and because I'm there, I'm going to pass the South Polus, like to go with the sleds. So it's a big challenge to cross South Pole with sled.
Wow.
It's going to be not easy.
With slides?
Sleds. Sled means halot, sled.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
everything on your body, like your bring sled. Yes,
I gotta
it's going to
say,
be 1 month.
for-
Less than Everest.
That's
Everest is-
amazing. That's amazing. So we'll have you on after this. Is this December you're going to do it?
Yes.
Wow. So it's like not only did you just almost die, but you're like, yalla, next challenge. Bring it on. I got to say it's both. There's on one hand it's inspiring, and on the other hand it's humiliating. Not humiliating, humbling. It's
Humbling.
also humiliating because I think about what have I done in the past 2 months, but it's inspiring and humbling. Because it really is the amazing ability to overcome these challenges and these feats and to succeed in the end, and not end up another body on Everest. That's, you know,
I'm so happy
that's
that I
really
didn't
commendable.
Stay there.
Yeah. And it's humbling that, you know, it kind of gives you perspective. Like the challenges that we faced on our day to day are nothing, really, right?
Yeah.
Nothing important in the life, like the small things is important. And I'm telling to people like looking at me and I'm smiling from good weather or smell of the sea. And you know, last week I was in the concert going with my son, and I hugged him and I told him that I'm so happy that I have this right to hugging my son. Like we don't put any, like we are not appreciate anything in the everyday life. People not appreciate it. So only hugging or kissing people that we love. So
Yeah.
do it more. It's so important.
One last thing I gotta ask you.
I think even if I climb Mount Everest, I wouldn't be able to hug you, man.
Well, that's mutual.
I'm
real.
kidding. Come
That's
here, man.
mutual.
Come here.
No. A very personal question, if I may. People criticized, like on talkbacks on the internet, saying that only rich people can afford. So how much does it cost to climb Mount Everest?
I told it, and I will tell again. The
It's
Everest,
hundreds
the
of thousands of dollars?
expedition costed $65,000. The expedition, but you need more. Like all equipment, it's like almost $10,000, and also all expedition before that you need to prepare. But believe me, like it worth every cent. It's a lot of money, but it's money that going for the permit, money for going to the Sherpa, going to the building camps, going to other things that it's worth to pay. Yes, it's crazy, but you know there's a bad PR for Everest, because I think if you are paying money, so somebody will bring you to the summit. Not at all. It's not happening like that. Nobody bringing you to the summit. And if you
I think it's another mountain to climb, right? The fact that you have to pay $100,000 to just climb a mountain
absolutely.
is like,
and if you are not emotionally strong, in your head strong, if you are not doing by yourself, you cannot move, nobody will bring you to the summit. So
yeah. Like if I was thinking, okay, you know what? I can deal with the crazy weather, the crevices, the dead Sherpas at the bottom, the 100 dead bodies at the summit, the oxygen mask, the illness. It's like $100,000. Nah, okay, no, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That is just insane.
Okay, guys, Daniel has an Instagram. You can check out the videos and photos. What's the handle?
Daniel Wolfson Explorer. There's Instagram.
Yes. And she does lectures in English also, so you can write
Can
her, reach
Yes.
out.
If you got to sum it up in like one word, one sentence, Mount Everest, your expedition, how would you sum it up?
I will tell, chase your dreams and do it. Don't afraid.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. It was really inspiring.
Very much.
Before we go, we are sponsored by Masai Israel.
Yes, MasaiIsrael.org, guys. Check them out at MasaiIsrael.org/2niceJewishBoys, so they know we sent you. MasaiIsrael.org/TWO, Nice Jewish Boys.
Also, Sheva, IsraelNationalNews.com. Check them out for great content in English about Israel, and also Australian Jewish News, AJN.timesofisrael.com for the Australian perspective on Jewish news. And lastly,
we do this on our free time, guys, so if you want to help us out, Two Nice Jewish Boys, 2njb.com/donate, 2njb.com/donate. That's the number 2, njb.com/donate.
thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.